A screen protector is probably the bare minimum I would suggest people get for their devices. The phones themselves have gotten pretty tough over the years, and I've broken way more screens than I have actually bent the iPhone. And I'll be honest with you, if I had to choose between a broken screen or a bent frame, I'd go with a bent frame. I've got here an iPhone 6s and an iPhone 6 Plus that have damage to the frame. As you can see, there's dents through the entire device. But I'm not bothered by it because, well, the screens are fine. So what type of screen protector should you get? A plastic one or a glass one? Now, the biggest difference from my perspective is durability. Plastic is going to last longer, so if you're rough with your iPhone, if you drop it a lot, or you've got kids who throw your iPhone like a $1,000 throw toy, then go with a plastic screen protector. If not, if you want great viewability, very smooth feeling like nothing was on top of your smartphone, then you go with glass. I'll spend the rest of this video elaborating on the pros, cons, and misconceptions for each type of screen protector. I will also talk about the differences between regular tempered glass screen protectors and Gorilla Glass or treated glass. I'll also share some of the interesting tidbits of information I've learned about screen protectors after, reviewing them for many years. And at the end, I'll tell you why it probably won't matter which one you get. So let's get started. Real usage, real reviews. Mobile reviews, A.ca. And Mobile Reviews, A.ca, all the reviews that I do, or we do, Monty and I do, is based on actual usage. And we do this to answer the question, would we spend money on it if we weren't reviewing products? And in most cases, the answer is no. I've done a lot of bad things to these screen protectors, and yes, they were on phones. They're all cracked. There's ones with, this is an Invisible Shield HDX, and it's got shards of iPhone screen stuck to it because, well, I went and did something awful with the iPhone and the screen protector to see, does it actually protect the iPhone screen? I've gone through lots of screen protectors over the last few years, and unlike cases, there is even fewer differences between brands. From what I understand, the glass used in most screen protectors come from a handful of different factories in Japan. Nobody makes their own glass, but they buy it in bulk from these factories and then apply certain different adhesives and oleophobic coatings to them. Now, before I get into the details, I do have to make sure you guys know what a screen protector actually does to the smart screen of your smartphone. All it does is add an extra layer of protection. It does not reinforce the actual screen. So a bad edge drop will still break your screen. An unlucky drop where a rock makes contact between the case and the screen protector will result in a shattered screen. It's like wearing gloves when you're working with your hands. The gloves will prevent scratches, but generally won't make your bones stronger. So let's get on with it. Let's do plastic screen protectors first. Here are a couple of pros. Pro number one, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, plastic screen protectors are very durable. I've seen plastic screen protectors absorb the impact of 200-ground steel balls dropped from 5 feet, direct impacts from hammers, and face first drop onto rocks. And unlike glass screen protectors, damage to the plastic screen protectors won't grow over time. I will note that the amount of impact protection is related to the thickness of the screen protector. The thicker the screen protector, the tougher it is. Pro number two, plastic screen protectors are generally more reusable than glass ones. You can take them off, store it, and use again. Some of them you can even wash, which really helps with the long-term usage. This is an important thing to consider if you want to put your iPhone in a waterproof case that doesn't allow for a screen protector. So the durability is the big plus for plastic screen protectors. The big downside for plastic screen protectors is that they reduce the clarity of your iPhone. Even the clearest plastic will still kind of discolor the case a bit, the screen a bit. Like this plastic screen protector, you can definitely tell there's a difference between the white underneath the screen protector and the white that isn't covered by the screen protector. To elaborate on this, I've broken the downside, this one big downside, into 5 smaller downsides. Downside number one, plastic screen protectors will show scratches easier, and scratches are generally permanent. Now, there are screen protectors that have healing properties, which will hide light scratching, but taking a steak knife to a healing screen protector will still leave a visible mark. Basically, anything that you think will scratch a plastic screen protector will probably scratch your screen protector. So, pocket-linked keys, coins, stuff in purses, and book bags. Con number two, lots of screen protectors have the words like finger resistance or oleophobic coating, and from my perspective, these are very fancy words to describe how gross your screen looks like after you play a game on your iPhone for an hour. I call most plastic screen protectors fingerprint magnets because it takes multiple wipes to clear the screen, which isn't something you have to do as often for glass screen protectors. Con number three is that certain plastic screen protectors will diffuse the HD screen of your device. This usually occurs with built-in plastic screen protectors on cases. Generally, glass is way clearer than plastic screen protectors. Con number 4 is that plastic screen protectors won't offer 100% screen coverage. You won't see a plastic edge-to-edge screen protector. Why? Because the thickness needed to provide the impact protection won't allow screen protectors to stick to curved edges, like the S7 Edge or the iPhone. With that being said, your case, whatever you use to protect your device, is probably going to fit with any plastic screen protector. And number 5, which is kind of related to number 3, is that plastic screen protectors aren't as smooth as glass. There is a noticeable difference between tracking your finger over a glass screen protector versus a plastic one. One of the interesting facts that I've learned is that the smoother the plastic screen protector feels, so the closer it feels to glass, the worse it is for fingerprints. Neat. Before we move on to glass screen protectors, if you're finding this content useful, considering getting your products through my site. I'm not paid by any of these companies to break the devices and the screen protectors that I buy myself, so any sort of support is going to be very, very helpful. So with glass screen protectors, well, pretty much they're the exact opposite of plastic ones, like polar opposites. Let me explain. I'm going to do the cons first, which is the exact opposite of what I did with the plastic ones. Con number 1, the moment you crack a glass screen protector, it is done. Ever get a chip on windshield on your car and watch it travel across the entire pane of glass? It's the same for glass screen protectors. In general, the worst offenders are screen protectors that don't have rounded edges. As you can watch me just simply lightly press the edges of the screen protector and crack it. This was a $40 screen protector. As a safety warning, since it's glass is sharp, so there might be a chance that you may cut yourself after a bad chip or crack. Unlike plastic screen protectors, you probably can't reuse a slightly damaged glass screen protector. Con number 2, glass screen protectors won't offer as much impact protection. When you compare a plastic screen protector of equal thickness to a equivalent thickness or equivalent thick glass screen protector, the plastic one's going to be way tougher. I would definitely take a hammer to an iPhone with a plastic screen protector over a glass screen protector. So those are the cons for glass screen protectors. I'm going to move on to the pros, and I've got three pros for glass screen protectors. The first one being that the screen of your smartphone is probably going to look great, like nothing was there. Plastic gets gummier over time. Fingerprinting is generally an issue with plastic screen protectors that, from my experience, that isn't the case with glass screen protectors. And glass screen protectors generally stay on better. I've had, a little bit of pressure on a glass screen protector along the edge. You can lift the screen protector off the device. It's a lot harder to do that with glass screen protectors. Pro number 2 for glass screen protectors is that they're way more scratch resistant than plastic ones. Now, a lot of them claim to be 9H hardness, which technically means only a diamond should be able to scratch them, but you'll generally see scratches develop on your 9H hardness screen protector over time. Sometimes I think it's just the coating that's getting scratched, but then I'll remove the screen protector and it will crack along that scratch, so I'm guessing not. Now, I am ragging on the 9H hardness quite a bit, and it is definitely better than the 3 to 6H hardness found on plastic screen protectors. Pro number 3, glass screen protectors come in edge-to-edge variations. This iPhone that you're seeing in this video has an Evolutive Labs edge-to-edge screen protector which covers the entire glass face of the smartphone. Using an edge-to-edge screen protector means that your entire iPhone can be protected without going the route of a waterproof case. The downside of an edge-to-edge screen protector is that it may not fit the case that you want. So those are the pros and cons for plastic and glass screen protectors. Before we get to the useful tidbits of information, I do have a video showing you how I install screen protectors. This plastic one I put on right before doing this video, and it took me about 13 seconds. Like I've done it so many times, and I share some of the tips that help me install a screen protector almost perfectly. I also have a video dealing with cracked screens, so if you are unlucky and you've got a screen that looks and sounds like that, I've got 3 tips to help you deal with a broken screen. So on to the tidbits. The first tidbit, I've already mentioned it, is that, well, most of the tempered glass comes from a handful of factories, I think in Japan. So they come out in giant blocks, and these companies, the factories just cut them into sheets, and then they ship the sheets off to the various companies. Now, the quality of glass from these factories, I think, is generally the same, though I know Thanotech uses Thanotech, I've got a E2E glass on this iPhone. Thanotech uses Japanese Asahi glass, which is supposed to be a step higher above tempered glass, but below treated glass. I will say that this tidbit of information, I've heard it from a couple of different vendors, but I can't find any, concrete evidence. But I'm just sharing with you guys what I've heard. Tidbit number 2, this one I'm pretty certain, is the difference between tempered glass and Gorilla Glass or treated glass. And well, Gorilla Glass is basically tempered glass that has been bathed in a chemical solution to make it very strong. Now, I almost want to say that Gorilla Glass screen protectors and plastic screen protectors are almost equivalent in terms of durability. I've got this Patchworks ITG silica glass. It's incredibly thick, but I've managed to use that screen protector 6 times on 3 different iPhones, and the thing is still downstairs stuck to the back of a case. So your Gorilla Glass or your treated glass screen protectors are going to be way tougher. The one that you can get in the Apple Store, the Belkin and VisiShield glass, that's made from Gorilla Glass 2, and that's a very nice, tough, thin screen protector, but it's not edge to edge. Difference number 3 deals with the oleophobic coating. So the coating that they put on top of the glass screen protectors, as well as your devices to hide fingerprints or to prevent fingerprint smudging. Now, cheaper companies, like everybody says they have oleophobic coatings on their glass screen protectors, but cheaper companies will spray it on, whereas in more expensive products like by Thanotech and them, they'll have them statically applied. Now, the difference is basically how long the oleophobic coating lasts. It doesn't last forever. Cheap coatings will last 1 month. Expensive coatings will last 3 months. So one of the biggest selling features for these products is that it will resist fingerprints, but that fingerprint resistance will last between 1 and 3 months. So, you know, you kind of have to chuckle at that marketing fluff a bit. So why would I say none of this really matters at the beginning of the video? I kind of equate it to buying a television. You know, you go to the wall, you go to Best Buy and there's like a wall of televisions. You could definitely tell which one has different color, not necessarily better color, but different color. And so you pick the one that you want and you bring it home. You kind of have no idea if it's really better or not because you don't have like a dozen TVs on your wall with different picture qualities. It's the same with the plastic and the glass screen protector. Sure, if you were to compare this plastic and glass screen protector side by side, you might notice a bit of difference, but if all you're doing is staring at the same screen day in, day out, those differences aren't gonna matter. Basically, it boils down to what I said at the beginning of the video. You go plastic if you want tougher, you go glass if you want something nicer. So that's kind of all I got. It's the first time you're watching one of my videos. I do encourage you to click subscribe, produce content 2 to 3 times a week. This is Monty the Ho. He accompanies me on all my reviews and all my adventures, so he's a good boy. He's not a prop. It's a real boy. It's a real boy. Thanks for watching.